Hello again guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice, and today I have a massive thrift haul for you. So everything that I'm going to be showing you today is to be sold online. I sell on eBay, Poshmark and Etsy, and I pick up items from rummage sales, yard sales, thrift stores, and then I resell those items on those platforms for profits. Okay, so my current state of affairs is I have a massive tote right beside me, and then I have two big garbage bags as well, full of like shoes and vintage blankets and clothes and all kinds of different stuff. There are like some kind of higher end clothes, there's a lot of bread and butter in there, and then there's some quirky vintage items too. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned. Alright, so I'm just going to dive in. Why not? I'm just going to dive in. So like I said, there's quite a lot of like bread and butter in here, but my current status is my death pile is almost non-existent. I've gone through everything. The general rummage sale season has not begun where I am yet here at the end of February. It usually starts sort of mid to late March. And so until then, basically I'm hoping I have enough to allow me to list at least 10 items a day. I have found, kind of anecdotally if you like, that when I am listing 10 items a day or more, I'm having very regular, very consistent sales, and I am netting between $400 and $500 a week after all of my sales fees, my cost of goods and all that kind of stuff. Whereas if I'm only listing sort of 3 to 5 things a day, that is almost half for me. That's just what I found in the last kind of month or two of experimenting with those kind of listing numbers and the consistency. And so I'm going to be aiming, obviously, to list at least 10 items a day, and hopefully I can make those sales really consistent for the foreseeable future. Okay, so first item is from International Concepts. Again, I don't pick up all of these pieces necessarily, but I will tell you that my average cost of goods for every single item here is like 70 to 75 cents across the whole day of thrifting. That's what it evened out to be, which is fantastic. And I actually have one item in here that I'm going to make up my entire amount of money pretty much that I spent on all of this haul. So like 95 pieces, all of that money that I spent on those is going to be made up from one sale, I reckon, and I'll show you that when I get to it. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, International Concept. So it's just a grey sort of peasant boho style top with a tassel front and then some like kind of elastic smocked type detail. It's embroidered, it has some beadwork, floral, so very like boho festival, that kind of thing. I'll probably list that for like $16 to $18. Next is a brand that I pick up when I find it, when it's good and cheap, like 70 cents. And it is just Koi, which is a nurse's kind of like scrub style brand. So this is a long sleeve cotton top. So this isn't usually what I pick up, and it's a solid, which isn't always the best, but I do have a piece in here somewhere where it's the more traditional Koi scrub tops that I almost always pick up. So I'll show you that when I get to it too. Next is something that will have to go up soon because we are quickly moving out the season, and a lot of these items are out of season, I'm going to say as well. So I do pick up winter, Christmas, whatever items, even in February, when a lot of people are listing all their spring stuff, because I either get it up really quickly, so that people will hopefully snag it while they still need it, or I put it away if I'm wanting to prioritize springtime items into my like death pile box, if you like. And then when the season starts to turn in sort of August, September, I'll go ahead and start listing those items, and I'll be ahead of the game. Okay, Christopher and Banks, size extra large. Again, not a brand I always go for, but I really liked the piece. So the size was good, extra large, and this is like one of those teddy bear fleeces. If you can see, it's very textured, super fluffy, and it's kind of like a burnt orange and cream zip up sleeveless fleece. Next, extremely bread and butter. It's just American Eagle, the artist jeans, which basically means that they are like a kind of flared leg. There's a little bit of scuffing to the bottom hems, nothing terrible at all. I think they're a decent size. They're a 6 regular. Again, these are something that I'll probably get about $12 for. I usually only pick up, I still kind of do the artist only sometimes because of the flared leg, but otherwise it's really like jegging, skinny, high-rise jegging, and heavily distressed and things like that when it comes to American Eagle denim right now. Okay, next is just a simple polo shirt by Land's End, classic fit. It's just a pink and white polka dot polo shirt, very basic, again sort of $15, $16. Same with this Ralph Lauren polo shirt, the skinny polo with like a little embroidered polo pony. Again, I don't even know if I'm going to list this necessarily. This was from a filler bag situation. So one of the rummage sales I went to was a filler bag, and one of the thrift stores was a filler bag, and then the other thrift store was everything, all the clothing was 50 cents, which is fantastic. So I did grab a few things just to stuff around the edge of the filler bags. I probably will still put it up, but I wouldn't expect to get more than like $12 for that. But it will be a really quick, easy list because it'll take me less than 5 minutes to do photos, measurements, and just throw that up with a template. So should be pretty easy and quick. Okay, next item is cabbie, definitely the older tag, size medium, just like a cute little graphic floral ruche side long sleeve t-shirt. The cabbie does have a style number down here on the inside tag, so that is what I will use to find like the name and the actual comps for this piece when it comes to listing. Next is another pair of jeans, Fabulously Slimming by Chico's, size 1. That is vanity sizing. Go onto their website and that will break down the actual sort of US sizing for you to use in your listing. Just a pair of sort of, well, there's a little bit of boot cut. I'm going to call it a boot cut. Boot cut jeans with like slimming capabilities, if you will. These particular ones, the slimming ones, tend to do okay for me. I grabbed this vintage sweater because I could not help myself. It was so cute. It has like a little Peter Pan collar and then that kind of like bow at the front, and then it's red and black striped. I kind of love it, and little cuffs as well. So I think that's going to sell pretty good on style as well. We're kind of moving out of sweater weather, but I couldn't leave it behind. Okay, another bread and butter piece, Talbot's extra large petite, just a blue and white floral t-shirt. It's actually really heavy, it has kind of like a, I don't know if it's slimming or whatnot it is, but like the lining is very heavy. It's kind of got like a draped feel to it, I suppose. Again, nice for springtime. And then this is a springtime piece I liked as well, Michael by Michael Kors. I like it because of the nautical type stripe. So it's red and white with this kind of lace-up detail. It definitely has kind of like pirate vibes. In my opinion, nautical is a keyword that I will use, but I think this will do quite nicely as just a simple spring piece. Again, $14 to $16. In case you're wondering why I pick up some of the items that I do where I'll only make sort of, well, I'll only sell them for like $14 to $16 and maybe net like $8 to $10 profit, it's because that's what I find over here. So I can find items for like really low cost of goods, like that 50 to 75 cents or so. Even when I'm shopping in the thrift stores and I'm like shopping the full priced items, I don't necessarily find a lot of items that I would call high end or that would really bring in a lot of money. So for me, in order to be consistent, I do have to do a lot of the bread and butter stuff, but my main thing is just keeping that cost of goods really low to kind of counteract that. I hope that makes sense. Okay, Coldwater Creek, size 1X. I grabbed it mostly because of the size. It is a really pretty like crepe, lilac purple or lavender purple, just like flowy t-shirt. Brace your eyes for this one. It's LuLaRoe, size medium, which kind of hits or miss now, I know, but it has a really like 80s vibe. So I don't know if you can tell with the animal print, but it kind of looks like it's 3D the way that it's done. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out what this bad boy is as well by googling it and figuring out what the style name is, because I never remember, but I still think I'll probably be able to squeeze sort of $14 out of that. Okay, next piece is Carlisle, which is quite a higher end brand. Like, it's not cheap at all. This is the vintage tag, you can probably tell just by looking at it. It is 100% silk, size 12, and it is a sort of chartreuse like green animal print, which is, I think, super on trend right now as a blouse. So I think this piece is actually going to do really well based on the brand, the fabric content, and the style too. Next we have a very like open knit purple striped with beaded, whatever they're called, drawstring type things. It's hooded and it's by Tommy Bahama, so it's kind of like a cover-up piece, if you like. Definitely suitable for kind of like the beach or like on a boat or something like that. This piece I love. Just what I like to pick up. We all have our things that we like, right? I don't know what the brand is, it doesn't really matter. That's the tag. You can tell it's older. Super 90s print, like really boxy fit t-shirt. I love this thing. It's just screaming 90s. Oh my gosh. So absolutely had to rescue it. I'll probably style it with rolled cuffs and maybe like knotting at the bottom or something like that, but I definitely think it's kind of cool. I might even crop it. If it has some staining or anything, I might crop it just to upcycle a little bit, and I still think it'll sell. Okay, Banana Republic, it is factory because of those dots down there, size medium, just a very simple purple ruffle front, short sleeve sweater, again, very nice for spring. Bob Mackie wearable art. This brand is kind of hit or miss for me, but when it's a hit, it does pretty well. Blue and like black sequined zebra type stripe, I guess like an animal. It's like animal or flames, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. T-shirt, so we'll see. Got Denim & Co. medium, just a very lightweight like chambray denim jacket, just again really nice springtime piece, probably $15. Eddie Bauer size extra small. I don't usually go out my way for this brand, but I liked it because it had like a camo type print to it, like a sort of purple and blue camo, just a sweatshirt. This is definitely a dupe, as they say, like a knockoff. It's Grayson Threads, which is, I think, usually Target, but it has all of the Wild Fox vibes, which I will not be putting Wild Fox in my description or my title because that is keyword spamming, even though I know some people do. But it's like a graphic sweatshirt, allergic to mornings, and then it has the factory pilling, just like the Wild Fox pieces have. If you find a Wild Fox piece and you're like, oh my gosh, that thing's been washed to death, it probably hasn't. Usually they do have that kind of factory pilling to make it look like really, really cozy and kind of washed out or whatever, so just a little tip there. But yeah, definitely has those vibes. Okay, Live and Let Live, which I think is under the same umbrella as like One World. They're very much similar in style. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, it's a medium. They are very well known for their kind of like sublimation prints and kind of textures and things. So this is exactly what their pieces look like, basically. Kind of have like a sublimation ethnic kind of vibe to them. Got that piece. I do quite well with them. I prefer the larger sizes in that particular brand. This is One World. You'll see how similar they are right now. I'm sorry, there we go. See, very, very similar vibes, right? But it is a brand that sells for me. It doesn't sell for a lot, but it does sell consistently, so I grab it when I find it cheap. All right, Coldwater Creek Petite 8. It's a navy blue short sleeve blazer jacket. Again, very seasonally appropriate. And then we have a new with tags piece, just Mossimo, but they were 25 when they retailed, so I might be able to squeeze sort of 12 to 15. They are black corduroy skinny jeans or skinny pants, whatever you want to call them, brand new with tags. Again, that's more of a fall item, so I might not prioritize it when I'm listing necessarily, but it can always be scrolled away for like when the season changes. Alright, so next is Soft Surroundings. Definitely an older piece, but it is a brand that I like to sell, and it's a size 2X, which is one of the reasons I grabbed it. It's a very simple teal kind of blue-green button neck fleece pullover, popover, whatever you want to call it. So just due to the brand and the size, I do think that'll do okay, though it may have to wait till like sort of fall, winter to sell. Oh, this is the other kind of like koi style that I was going to show you. Extra large, just in case you haven't seen it before. Again, there's the tag. These are very, like, much more obvious that these are scrub tops, but they're very, very loud prints, and they usually have like figural buttons. Yeah, you can see some of the button detail. We have like a kind of diamante one, and they kind of chained like a flower one. This is very, very typical for them. It's a size extra large, so it's a great size, and I think because of the print I should be able to get sort of, I want to say like maybe 18 out of that one. Oh, I love this piece. It has kind of like Lily Pulitzer vibes, in my opinion. It's Coldwater Creek, which again, I don't diss Coldwater Creek because it sells that, and Talbots and things like that sell really consistently for me on both eBay and Poshmark, if you can believe it. But it's a size 16, so it's a great size. It's a blazer jacket, and it's embroidered, I think. Am I right? Yes, it's embroidered on the front, and it's like sort of coral, like kind of sea life coral style print. I think because it's a novelty print, it's a good size, and it does have that kind of like coastal vibe. I think that it's going to do well. I'm probably going to list that for around $30. Okay, I got some good old vintage jeans here, vintage tapered leg mom jeans, as you can see, high rise, and they are just Lee jeans, size 16 short. They actually have kind of like worn off on the back here. I couldn't much make it out, but if you're wondering what jeans you have and you can't find like a brand tag, you can't read it on the back, go ahead and take a look at the hardware, and oftentimes that will give away the brand. Just a tip. Okay, so these are probably, I actually just sold a pair of these today, Lee jeans, vintage jeans, and I think I sold them for 25. Could be 20, one or the other. Either way, 75 into 20, I'd be happy. And they're super easy to list as well, very, very simple. So I would probably put them up for a similar price range. Okay, next is a vintage piece that I could not help myself. So it's a women's shirt, and it's like a plaid, just a button-up shirt. Again, definitely a vintage piece. It was made in Hong Kong, all that good stuff. Just a simple cotton piece. But it has this little like embroidered detail, like teal and pink acorns just at the top of the neck there. I thought it was so cute. I could really see somebody styling that really, really nicely, like around fall time. So just on that fact alone, I couldn't leave it behind. Okay, another very simple piece, so just Lucky brand, and it's, as you can see here, it's kind of like a pointelle style, where it's kind of like an open knit, but it's very, very closely knit together. Just a very cute little kind of like jersey long sleeve t-shirt. Next we have another Coldwater Creek. This one is size 20, and I believe this is a linen blend. Let's find out. Let me double check. I want to say it if it isn't true. No, it's 55% linen. Okay, cool. So it's a linen blend, just like blazer jacket. Again, absolutely perfect for the season. Great size, great fabric content, easy to grab for 75 cents. Oh, I like this one. So this is the kind of vintage that I really like to sell. I showed you the 90s like bold print t-shirt. I love that kind of stuff. And then this kind of stuff I really like as well. It's just, I don't know. It's just what I enjoy to put up on the internet. Okay, so it's Jansen, however you want to say that. I often do a lot of like vintage swimwear by them. It's just a cotton blend made in Hong Kong, extra large, but it's so pretty. It's got like shoulder pads, and it's kind of like a Nordic sweater. It's not really even doing justice, I don't think, on the camera, but it's just so cool in person. It's definitely got that like very, very retro vibes to it, so I thought that was kind of fun. Next is another Land's End piece, size small or 6 to 8, whichever. I think it's just cotton, but it's kind of a fun piece. It's very, very lightweight, and it kind of has almost like a little bit of a sheen to the weave, so again, perfect for the upcoming season. This one is Talbot, size 14, petite. It's kind of like a cropped blazer, like a double-breasted cropped blazer, which I think is really kind of fun. And then it's like a tweed style weave in this sort of off tan colour. Fun little piece, again out of season, but I still think it'll sell well when it does sell. I don't know how this one's going to do necessarily. This was another like fill the edges of the bag situation. Just Lucky brand, like a velour style, kind of like a velour. It feels like a washcloth. Whatever the name for that one is, that's what this feels like. Kind of like a, I don't know how to describe it. I'm gonna have to Google it, but it's definitely cozy and comfy. Just a zip-up hooded sweatshirt. All right, we have Lauren by Ralph Lauren, but it's a 2X is why I grabbed it, and it's a very, very preppy classic style. So a sleeveless kind of like tank top with that button-up neckline there in a sort of wide rugby stripe. Those are all keywords I would probably put in there. Another Land's End, again, super bread and butter. These things sell for me almost every day. Medium, just a what would you call this? Like an eyelet almost. Eyelet sort of button up white t-shirt, or just button up shirt really, button up blouse with that collar. This one is Mango. When I used to live in England a long, long time ago, this was quite a sort of upper high street type brand. Like, it wasn't cheap, and this feels so, so nice. It's kind of very, very thin. It's extremely thin. You can kind of like see through it almost. Just an animal print sweater, but I thought I'd give it a go because I know that sort of when I was growing up it was worth stuff, so we'll see. Oh, and the comps looked okay, so it was worth experimenting with. I should say that too. Always check your comps. All right, American Eagle, just a pair of denim jeans. They have distressing, they have bleach spots on them. That'll work. I like anything like that when it comes to selling American Eagle jeans. They'll probably go for about $16. Pair of Maurice's jeans. I actually do okay with Maurice's denim overall. There's a little bit of scuffing to the hems, but nothing too bad. They almost have like a, I'd call that a flare. That's a pretty decent flare, I think, to them. Yeah, I do okay with Maurice's denim. Probably again around that sort of $14 to $16 mark. Talbot's. It's another pretty patterned sort of wide boat neck top. Alright, Talbot, size 6 petite, another sort of career type piece. So we have all this cool ruffling at the neckline, button down shirt. If I didn't mention that it was a blue and white pinstripe, that's what it is, so very classic. Another Coldwater Creek, just a button down blouse. Nothing phenomenal, $11, $12. Another One World. This one's kind of cool. This has like an Asian type vibe to it, like in the graphics and things like that. I think that's actually going to do quite well. I find that the Asian graphics or Asian type designs and stuff are actually quite popular. It's a great keyword to use if it applies. Oh, so these are quite a good find. I have bought and sold these several times at this point, and they always sell pretty quickly for me and a decent amount of money. So they're LLB and they are vintage, all made in the USA, paper tags inside, all that good stuff, and they are fleece lined, high rise, tapered leg like mom jeans. And what I usually do is like flip over the cuffs and stuff like that as well to show that on the inside in the photos. But these can do pretty good. I'm probably going to list these for around $40 or so. I actually have another pair. Is this them? I have another pair somewhere as well. Yes, this is them. Look at that, how fortuitous. Okay, another pair of LL Bean. I'm not sure if these are women's or men's. No, they're women's, size 20, so great size as well. Again, that kind of vintage tapered style leg, or that's more of a straight leg perhaps, but a dark wash. And this one is lined with plaid, like a tartan plaid. It's not fleece, but it is fully lined, where like if you flip over the cuffs, again you have that really cool detail, which again I like to show in my photos. So another good find there, probably go up for $35-40. Right, this piece is Anthropology, but it's a dated Anthropology, and I'm well aware of that. It's Odile, and you'll see with the piece it definitely has like more of a sort of 2000s vibe in my opinion, but it's roses, it's floral, it has a fun asymmetrical neckline, it's very classic like career style piece, and it was 70 cents, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Oh, now this one made me happy just because it's fun vintage stuff. So it's newer tags, which would make it like dead stock basically. Athletic supply gear marathon. It doesn't pertain to like a one particular marathon, it's just marathon running in general, I guess. Front and back graphics, single stitch, like I said, all new with tags. Like, how incredibly fun is that? Size extra large. I don't know what it's worth or whatever, but I sure as heck have to rescue that because I just love that kind of stuff. Those like really loud 80s 90s graphics, and especially new with tags. This stuff I gather all year long and put away so that again come like September, October and stuff, I can just list it en masse. Just a vintage graphic crew neck sweatshirt, Christmas sweatshirt, Christmas sweater, ugly Christmas sweater, whatever you want to call them in your title. I gather them all the live long year, and then they just start selling for me come like October, November. I have sold this shirt several times at this point. It is Talbot's. This one is a large petite, and it is a novelty print with like peacock feathers. Yeah, that one just apparently is really quite popular. A lot of people like the peacock, so I can probably find my old listing and just copy and paste and add my new photos and my new measurements in there, and that would save me even more time. Another Coldwater Creek, Celebrate Your Spirit. Now I've sold them before. I think this is like newer with this kind of graphic that's in there, but this is a linen size 14, just like lightweight jacket. Brooks Brothers, size medium, a white and surprisingly no stains it appears polo shirt or like golf shirt. That's a piece of fluff in case you're wondering what that is, like piece of thread. But yeah, overall it looks to be in really good condition. I've got one bra, that's all I found this time, but it looks to be almost brand new. It has all like the straps tied around and stuff, and it is just a Calvin Klein bra. Yeah, I haven't really sold a Calvin Klein bra before, but I figured I would give it a go and just kind of stuffed it down the edge to see. Now this was a good find. So this is the kind of ugly Christmas sweater, if that's what you want to call it. I know that's a popular keyword that I suggest you keep your eyes open for. So the brand doesn't really matter necessarily. In fact, this is unbranded because they took the label out, so I'm gonna have to do some serious measurements, but I don't care because it's all about the style. This kind of like patchworky, really over the top loud, very heavy knit with like figural kind of pieces, like all the berries are kind of like stand out and stuff like that, and like the snowballs and stuff. This is the stuff that does really well for me. So this will go up on Poshmark, eBay and Etsy, and then come Christmas time I would easily expect sort of $40 to $50 for this kind of sweater, and I've been doing that for several years now, so I'm pretty confident in saying that if you find those kind of things in decent shape, especially if they're vintage, grab them. Alright, I'm going to do two more pieces, I'm going to take a break, and then I guess I'll do a part 2 of this whole video. Alright, J. Jill, size medium. It's like a little cardigan button-up sweater, but it's really cute, peachy velour style. I really like the style and the feel of that. I think it's really cute. So kind of like a rose gold almost, if you like, maybe without the gold. A rose, a dusty rose. That's where I'm going with this. I'm going to call it a dusty rose. All right, Lauren Ralph Lauren. Only grabbed it because it has the wide boat neck, which is a fun little feature, and it has this kind of like very subtle sort of southwestern style print to it. So again, I think like 12 to 14 for that. Okay, I'm going to take a break, and then when I come back in part 2, so if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe and hit that bell so you know when part 2 comes up. I'm going to show you all of the shoes and the blankets and a few more clothing items and my best find of the whole thrifting trip, the item that I said I hope will pay for everything. So stay tuned. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.